I sense a strange power from this.
Judging by the stench, I'd say the animals at the ranch are all grown now!
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, La?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
This shall suffice. Please, everyone, have as much as you like.
Make sure to get some good rest. All right, guys. Ready to go?
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renin doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman, and this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danon, while the Renins are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danons in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danons in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
Bad feeling about this.
You're mine! Severing wind! Luna Rondo!
In here! More for the stop! I'm so good with airborne targets!
Take it!
You like the handle?
Take it!
Got
fires!
I've got this! Let him mark your handle!
All yours!
Tiger Blade! Reload! Get out there with the others!
Here I come!
By the power of
He's
Razor!
broken!
Hard blade! See my
Take it!
Mega Ray! Lightning condemned!
Take it!
Thunder
Wind!
Blade! On guard!
Luna Rondo! Star!
Now!
Look shot! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! That firepower of yours is really something.
I could say the same.
I've got a really bad feeling about this!
Severing wind! Luna Rondo! Stardust!
Here's evil! Dance in the wind!
Airborne beat.
My
Look shot! Here I come!
Flying freaks! Why can't they just sit still?
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done!
Severing wind!
Freeze Land!
How
about this? Wind Astrolin!
Over so soon? All right.
There's nowhere to run from my art! When he slows down, that's our chance!
It's like trying to keep up with a wolf!
In a bind?
Get on Annihilation! Radiant Pierce!
Win!
Meteor!
Now or never.
Take this!
Freeze Lancer!
Tiger Blade!
Take this!
Here's his lightning!
Severing wind! Take this!
Burning Strike! Here's the evil! Thunderblade! Freeze Lancer!
This one's mine!
Raging Cascade!
Severing wind! Lunar Longo!
Dance in the wind! Radiant Pierce!
It's over!
Astral Energy!
Take this!
Dance in the wind!
Turbine!
Mega Ray!
Take this!
I'll be saving
Severing wind! Showdown!
One at a time!
You're finished!
Let's get you all this way! Reload!
This one's mine!
Mega Ray!
Can't get out of this!
Take this!
You're feistier than you look.
Can't change the future without getting your hands dirty.
Dramatic, but fair.
Raging Cascade! Radiant Pierce!
Prepare to be
Dance in the wind! Now!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course. history in the air here. I can smell it.
I don't smell anything.
Don't encourage him. We can really make weapons with this?
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Choice.
Coming through!
Severing wind!
Look sharp!
Gemini Aqua! Don't mind if I do! By the power of water!
Wind!
Gemini Aqua! It's a duel of the arts!
Severing wind!
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Try this! Inferno torrent! Too fast!
Stand back! I'll trip it up!
You picked the wrong fight!
Here, I will help!
They're all broken!
This one's mine! Where are you going? On guard! These enemies aren't!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher! Law! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
Don't worry, I've got plenty to go
Here
around.
goes!
You're finished!
Tiger Blade!
Now you see what I can do!
There! Got this one!
Here I come!
Mega Ray!
Wind! Lunarongo! Mirage!
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
This won't be easy. Don't be such a pessimist.
Lunarongo! Blue escape! Swallow blade!
Going in. Here,
Take this!
lightning condemned.
I owe you one for that.
Take
Blue
a shot.
stop!
Yes.
Wind!
Dance in the wind.
Lunarongo!
In here.
Soda!
Downfall.
It's on!
Going in.
Severing wind! Lunarongo!
Right here.
Blue escape!
Tiger Blade. Take this. Too much radiance. Here. We managed to turn the tide.
For now. But things could shift at a moment's notice.
You're right. Better stay away.
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique!
That's it. I'll be
Tiger
Blade.
I need to be stronger.
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with them then?
Oh yeah. We used to run up and down these slopes all the time for our training exercises.
Damn. You weren't messing around.
Go no further!
Get behind me!
Not on my watch! This one's mine! Raging Fear!
Lunarongo!
Here's the evil! Now!
Here's the Ringwell!
Frozen!
Hammer!
Nicely done! One more!
All
The enemy wields arc too.
We'll soon see about that!
Lunarongo!
Do it!
Mirage!
Dance in the wind! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Mega Ray!
Now we're not...
Don't mind if I do!
Look sharp! That's it!
Tiger Blade!
Severing wind!
Let's go!
Lunarongo!
Dance in the wind! Air
Blue
drop!
escape!
Tiger Blade!
Make it break!
Wind! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be, in this world.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
I won't forgive you!
You want ace? Come get me! On guard! One more!
Severing wing!
Make your way!
All yours, Kisara!
Raging Cascade!
Look sharp!
I'm ready! In here!
Lunar Rondo!
This one!
Mirage! You're finished!
Severing wing!
You're mine!
Looking good out there!
Just getting started!
That's the spirit! Take no prisoners! Your power is a spectacle to behold!
I'm not trying to be dramatic with it.
Still, it's a part of you. Embrace it.
Radiant
Take this!
Now!
This one's
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
With this, I can become even stronger!
That's far enough!
I'll take you all on! Burn!
Look sharp! One more! Tiger
In a
Blade!
bind?
Take this! Wing!
Lightning again! Up here! Thunderblade!
Mirage!
Glacial Spear.
Pierce
Try this!
evil!
Infernal Torrent!
Look sharp!
Here you are!
Did you just heal me?
Yes, I need you, remember?
Right.
Wing!
Glacial Spear! Alright, let me at him!
Dance in the wind! In here! This one's mine! I'll be saving Turtle!
You're mine!
I'll heal you all!
Lunar Rondo!
Too shy!
Okay, here I go!
And just like that, I'm back in it! Start by holding the front line! No sooner said than done! Glacial Fire!
It's over! Not today!
Healing circle!
Make your
Thank
break!
you.
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Think we overdid it?
You're mine!
Not by a long
In
shot!
here!
You're finished!
Healing circle! Get on here with the others!
Tiger Blade!
Why'd you heal
Hey, that to stop you dying?
Lunar Rondo! Mirage!
Lightning condemned!
Here I come!
Annihilation!
Take
Mega
this!
Ray!
Ah!
Light action!
I feel sprightlier than before.
Hey, new equipment!
More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands. Hi, Hoodle!
Glacial Spear!
Severing wing! Lunar Rondo! Mirage!
Radiant Blast!
Going in!
That's it! Dance in the wind! Heal! Watson, let's get you all out the way! Raging Cascade!
Glacial
Severing
Spear!
wing!
Pierce evil!
Mirage! Infernal Torrent!
Here, let me help!
Take this!
This
You're
one's
finished!
mine!
You're mine! This one's all mine!
Raging Cascade! Still
Here I come!
heal!
It's over!
This one's mine, Andy!
Take
Dance
this!
in the wind!
Severing wing! Lunar
One
Rondo!
more time! Now!
Yoda! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
and shield!
A classic combination.
Gotta break through! Wind! Lunar Rondo!
Burning!
You're on!
Glacial
Take
Spear!
this!
Here's evil!
You're finished!
Freeze
Severing Wind! Starter!
Shining Supernova!
Here I come! It's over! Severing Wind! Lunar Rondo! Here I come!
Searing Flame!
You're on!
I'll be
Here I
saving
come!
this one! Searing
It's
Flame!
over!
This one's mine.
Here I go!
Frozen!
Hammer!
We managed to pull through.
I sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag Saar's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look, across this mountain is the Lord's Keep.
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
I don't know about that.
No choice!
Where are you going? Not on my watch! Hear me, Tempest!
Take this!
Glacial Spear! Here's evil!
You're on!
Look sharp! Right now!
Infernal Blast!
I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life!
I'll heal you all!
Going in.
Take it!
Tiger Blade.
Lunar Rondo!
I owe you one for
You're
that.
on! Lightning Thrust!
An astral arch?
That's my cue!
Make it rain.
Shut him down! We did it!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Here goes!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor.
Forgive you! Let the marksman handle this!
This one's
Captain
mine.
Tiger Blade! Tidal Ray!
Lunar Rondo!
Lightning! Downfall!
Make it rain.
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone.
Did it!
Yeah. Nice technique.
I'm not done!
Right here. I got
mine!
Here I come! You're finished!
one's mine.
It's over!
By the
You're
power of
mine!
water!
It's over!
Severing
Wind! Burn
Here,
it!
do it!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone.
The heavens must be smiling.
Be a delicious piece of cake!
In a vine?
Glacial Raging
Severing Wind!
In here!
You're
This'll
on!
come in handy!
I'm not done!
This one's mine.
Here I come!
Glacial Spear! Pierce evil!
Look sharp.
Freeze Laser! Air Thrust!
Here I come!
Light Astral
It's
Lightning
over.
Condemned!
This one's mine.
It's over!
Tiger Blade.
Here I come!
Lunar
Lunar Rondo!
Lightning Condemned!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And the pummeling to me!
This
It's
one's
over.
mine.
Here's a healing art!
Lunar Rondo!
Tiger Laser Field!
You're on!
Perfect move!
Here I come!
Searing Flame!
It's over!
Reload!
This one's mine.
Here I come! It's over!
Healing Circle!
I owe you one!
With this, I can become even stronger! Go no further! This one's mine!
It's
Hear
on!
me! Flame of Fury! Burning! Lightning!
You're mine!
Pierce evil!
Severing Wind!
Tiger Blade! Sleep now! Freeze Laser! Get on in there with the others!
Like moths to the flame.
Here's a healing art!
Lunar Rondo!
Appreciate the help.
Prepare to be sealed, though.
Actually, I think you can get through this.
Don't let up until it's over.
In a bind?
Who said anything about letting off?
It's over!
Art sealed! Lightning orb! Radiant fire! It's showtime!
Luna Rondo!
Radiant pierce! Now!
On guard!
Frozen!
Hammer!
Nicely done!
Here I come!
All they
That gun of yours is real handy in a pinch.
It takes a true marksman to use.
Well, I can't think of anyone better than you, Shion.
Piercing!
Mirage! Win!
Freeze
Take
laser!
this! It's over!
Here
Mirage!
goes!
I need to be stronger. That equipment should... come in handy. Dispose of the trash.
Here goes! Radiant here! Confiscated!
Win!
Radiant here!
You require a headshot! You picked the wrong fight!
This
one is
mine!
Win!
Now!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique!
This one is mine!
You're
Tiger
mine!
Blade!
Severing Wind!
Go in! Don't get careless. That's far enough!
Raging Cascade! Annihilation!
Can't get out of this!
Hear me! Here we go! Burning air!
Glacial
Not
Spear.
on my Here's evil! Going in! Raging
Severing
Cascade!
Wind!
Spread! Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Wind!
You got
Glacial
Cascade!
Spear.
Here's evil! Freeze laser!
You're mine! This one!
I'll
You're
do
mine!
Where are you going?
Here I come!
I think you can get through this.
Don't let up until it's
Now!
over!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Think we overdid it?
Not by a long shot.
Healing circle!
Tiger Blade!
Primed and ready!
Wind!
Astral energy!
Luna Rondo! Mirage! You're mine!
This one is mine! I never miss! Raging Cascade!
You're mine!
Steering to the wind!
Take this! Here I come! Wind! Mirage!
Here!
You're
This
finished!
one is mine!
Severing Wind!
Make it rain!
Trigger!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
I feel sprightlier than before.
Guess I misread the link.
Get lost! Ready!
Wind! Luna Rondo! Take it!
Flare strike! Burning strike!
Severing Wind! Swallow Blade!
Going in! One more!
Tiger Blade! Raging Storm!
Infernal Torrent!
Got it! Radiant Light! Here! Here I go!
Luna Rondo!
What?
Nice technique!
Make it rain! Dohalim! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! Over so soon?
Seriously? Is this a joke?
Flame of fury! Burning Hurricane! Here Glacial Sphere! Here's Raging Storm! Alright, it's
You picked the wrong fight!
Going in! Bronze and red!
You're finished!
Tempest
Glacial Sphere! You wanna play? Come at me!
Now!
Shion!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Think we overdid it?
Not by a long shot!
Confiscate!
On guard!
You're mine!
Laser ray!
You're finished!
Do it!
Lunar!
Quit staring and concentrate on the fight.
I don't take orders from you.
You're finished! Lunar Rondo!
Raging Storm! Go!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Take this!
Glacial Sphere!
Here's Eel! Raging
Laser
Storm!
ray! Shion!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Here's a healing arc!
Not a chance!
First aid!
Hey, I'm pretty lucky. Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldimenencia of its enemies and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along, but it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being Forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes, I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menencia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Here I come! You're finished! You're mine! Win! Lunar Rondo!
Leave the enemy's arcs to me.
No complaints here!
You're most comfortable at a range, aren't you?
I'm not really built for close-quarters combat.
Nor am I. Don't worry, I'll help you keep a wide berth.
Severing wind!
Glacial Spear.
Great evil! Freeze Lancer!
You're mine! Severing wind!
Energy!
Lunar Rondo! Mirage!
Reload! Here goes!
Piss on!
Going in!
Lunar Rondo!
Going in!
Mirage!
It's
over!
Confiscate!
This one's mine.
Take this! Win! Lunar Rondo!
Do it!
Stunner! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! This is barely target practice.
Then why bother fighting them?
Because I certainly won't run away from a battle.
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag Saar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already! I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
Been looking for you.
For me, why?
He's tough.
Who are you? You said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the...
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you? I'm not...
Wind Astral Energy! Gemini Alpha!
Eat this!
Annihilation!
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down!
Severing Wing! Lunar Rondo! Who the hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal!
His speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
If it's in the sky, it's mine! I'll be saving this!
Tiger Blade!
Radiant here!
Will this help?
Photon Blast! Alright! Healing
Their
Down!
arcs were interrupted.
Do they not teach you to say thank you in Dana?
Not to a Renin, they don't. Ready! Healing Circle! This world!
Glacial Spear.
Here's evil!
Take this!
Photon Blast! Here's the healing arc!
Crescent Moon.
Piss on!
Tiger Blade! Burning Strike!
Glacial Spear.
In a bind?
Here's evil!
Try harder!
Glacial Fire.
Freeze Lancer!
Ignite!
On guard.
Enjoy.
Tempest!
Glacial Spear.
Here's evil! Here's Lancer! Dance in the wind! In here!
Crescent Moon.
I'll be saving this!
Here I come!
Nothing gets by me.
Here!
Going in. Tiger Blade.
This world!
Primed and ready.
Enjoy.
Here!
Here. Where are you going?
Here.
How about this?
I'll heal you all!
Entertain me. Is that all that you've got? Very well, then die. A wretch like you? Shion, wake up, please!
Alphen?
Shion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides, Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine, really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Xion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Danan astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Niez, the capital of Mahag Saar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Xion to rest.
Hey.
Finally. If only we could have flown with the wind to get here faster.
What's that big tower over there?
Judging by the stench, I'd say the animals at the ranch are all grown now.
always loved the sound of hammers banging away. How are you holding up after that last fight? You're not too hurt, are you?
I'm fine, really. See for yourself.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating if I need to.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone protect me.
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses too.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a brave face to you?
I can't feel pain, but you still can, can't you?
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to time. Please, stop trying to babysit me. It's getting old.
It's not that. I just...
There are still so many creatures we don't know about.
Have you been writing stuff down about what we fight?
Yep. It's actually pretty fun to observe them from afar.
Dohalim, your spare bracers were getting dirty, so I polished them up along with the rest of your equipment.
Why, thank you, Kisara. I greatly appreciate that.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but you sure seem to fuss over Dohalim a whole lot, Kisara.
It is a little strange. Almost like you're still in his service.
Really? That's certainly not my intention. Besides, he's not the only one I'm like that with. Hey, Law, I saw your clothes were starting to get holes in them, so I stitched them back up for you.
Oh, wow! Thanks, Kisara.
Point taken. Do you just like looking after people?
I wouldn't go so far as to say I like it, but I get anxious if I don't. I'd always like to help if I can. It comes naturally to me. Back in the day, Miguel and I used to look after the younger kids a lot, so that's probably where it comes from. He taught me everything I know, and I mean everything. How to cook with wild plants, how to sew clothes so they'll last. Without him, we never would have been able to survive.
However, you're not a lord anymore, Dohalim. You need to get used to the idea that people aren't just going to wait on you hand and foot.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm ashamed to admit that I felt no qualms about her doing all that for me. As both a Renan and especially as a lord, one becomes too accustomed to those beneath you tending to your every need, both Renans and Danans alike.
Sure, that's how all you Renans are probably raised. But just to be clear, we're not your servants, Dohalim. Got that?
Absolutely. Moments such as this provide me with ample opportunity to confront my unease. It is difficult to tend with my own motivations.
What do you mean?
The truth of the matter is that my espousal of coexistence in Menancia hardly came from an idealistic place. That instinctive unease I feel deep within serves as a reminder for what it is that all of us here fight for.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one's going to abandon you if you aren't always perfect.
Looking at her now, I think she's more like his mom than his servant.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit.
Sorry for rambling on so much about my past earlier.
Don't sweat it. It was fun hearing you reminisce about the good old days.
Come on, you don't have to pretend with me. I know I can tend to go on sometimes, when it comes to my brother.
You said it, not me. Anyway, I don't think it's something for you to be embarrassed about.
Hey, Alphen. When you were a kid, was there ever a time when you had to bury someone younger than you?
Well, it's hard to say. I'm guessing that you have, though.
Yeah. During the previous crown contest, with the Lord before Dohalim, life back then was truly hell. I think that's why I tried to ignore what Miguel was telling me for so long. Because I was afraid of going back to such a dark time, of losing hope. I wanted to believe in our paradise so much that I doubted the one person I should have trusted most. I don't blame Dohalim for that. I simply didn't want to face facts, and I ended up trying to project my ideals onto everyone else.
It's strange. Whenever you and Dohalim talk about Menancia, it's always like it's some big failure. We're talking about fixing 300 years worth of damage here. Isn't it a bit optimistic to think it was all going to be resolved after only 5?
You might be right. Maybe it was a mistake when Menancia... No, when I decided to stop seeing the darkness in our society. I have to admit the truth. To myself, first of all. I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Rise and shine. We're almost ready to leave.
Guess I misread the landing. Not this way, I guess.
Finally made it. Are we in the right place? This place looks like a mess.
Yes, this is Niez, the capital of Mahag Saar.
I don't see any signs of people. And the buildings.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the kind of place people would actually live.
No soldiers, no Danans, not a soul to be seen. Yet look at these facades. This is clearly a Renin district.
Hey, check out that drawing on the castle gate. That's the Darkwing's crest. It's from an old Danan legend about a hero who defeated an evil king with a torch and their trusty owl. That's his crest. I'm sure of it.
Really? First time I'm hearing it. So if someone drew it on the gate...
It must mean the Renins have lost control of the city.
Are you suggesting the Danans rose up and defeated the Lord here? Hard to believe, but not entirely unthinkable, given the evidence.
Let's look around and see if we can find someone. They might be able to tell us what happened. This is horrible.
Is there truly no one here?
All of these ruins look like they were made pretty recently.
But if that's the case, then where do you think the people that used to live here went off to? There must have been Danans and Renins, right?
That's a good question. Even if the Danans rebelled and managed to overthrow the Renins here, there should still be some people around.
This debris. Do you think it could be the work of Renin astral arts?
Perhaps, but the appearance of these ruins is rather uniform, which leads me to believe otherwise.
Hey, Rinwell. That story you told us about the Dark Wings. It said that the evil king was vanquished with a holy flame, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Then there might be some truth to that old story after all. It looks like all the rubble here had been scarred by flames.
Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. If we can find someone around here, we might be able to get them to tell us what happened. Dohalim, you forgot to take care of the fire yesterday.
What do you mean, take care of? Ah, yes. You meant to put it out?
Yep. If it stays lit, we could end up in real trouble real fast.
I see. I apologize for not realizing that. I shall be more careful in the future.
The way he's talking, it's like the thought of putting it out himself never even occurred to him.
Moving on, Dohalim, I should mention that the clasp for your cape is about to come undone.
Oh yes, I tried to fix that myself, but it simply refused to cooperate with me.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Are you telling me Renans can't even dress themselves?
Lords like Dohalim have attendants that take care of just about everything they need, so I'm not surprised he sometimes struggles with the basics.
Even by those standards, you've got to admit this is still a little extreme.
Shionna's got a point. I mean, you don't see Renans like her needing so much help to get stuff done.
In my case, circumstances forced me to learn how to be independent. Even so, I still think Dohalim could afford to pick up a few more self-sufficient skills.
Well, specifically speaking, what would you suggest that I learn?
For starters, I think it'd be good for you to learn how to dress. And put on shoes. How to comb your hair is equally important, and learning to manage your possessions better. And then from there...
She sounds like his mom rattling all that off.
Oh, and another thing. About your owl, Rinwell.
What is it?
When he starts to molt, would you be willing to give me his old feathers? I think I could find a use for them.
What do you intend to do with those?
Well, recently, I haven't been sleeping well. However, I hear pillows made from owl feathers are very comfortable and wish to make one.
This is why I hate you, Renans!
Did I say something offensive?
Next time, put your own needs aside for a second and think about how someone might react first. Then consider if it's worth asking at all.
Look, Hoodle! One of your buddies! Woo!
What are those out in the valley? Windmills? They're huge.
They're most likely used to harvest wind astral energy, so they have to be big.
All of you, stop right there! Don't move!
They have us surrounded.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
You first! Show yourself!
I'm the one asking the questions here.
Don't try anything funny. One wrong move, and I guarantee we'll blow you away.
What are you...
My name is Alphen. I came here from Calaglia.
Alphen? The wielder of the blazing sword?
Getting pretty famous, isn't he?
Here is my proof. Will that suffice? Or do I have to burn down one of those houses to make my point?
No need. I believe you. I'm Beifong, of the Darkwings. Sorry for threatening to blow you away. We're still hunting down the remnants of the enemy forces, so everyone's more than a bit on edge right now. Please forgive me.
Remaining? Wait, you mean you already took down the Lord of this realm?
That's right. We took her weapons and turned them right back on her.
Are you the Danon leader here in Niez?
Nah, I'm just one of the commanders. Deadheim's the one who runs the show. I'd be happy to take you to him. Just one problem. The Renans. Seems the rumors you were running with them were true. You do understand, right? I mean, we only just liberated the city from their kind. Everyone's short on trust. And for good reason. Especially Deadheim. I think it'd be best if those two waited outside.
Not going to happen.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to split up. It's too dangerous.
Then it's on your head, friend. Our base is that way.
You could have left me behind, you know.
This isn't just about you, Dohalim.
Ah, yes.
I guess even after you beat the Renans, your work's only really just begun, huh?
Yeah. This place seems like it's got a lot of issues to fix.
So you're Alphen, are ya? Thought you'd be bigger. Huh. Guess the armor beefs you up a bit. You've got a lot of people talking, you know. But in this town, I call the shots. You play by my rules here. Just remember that. Gotta say, I didn't expect you to run with a gang of women and kids. Those other lords must have been real pushovers, huh?
Seriously? Are you this rude to everyone you meet?
Don't interrupt me, you brat. Didn't your parents teach you any manners?
Why you?
So you're the one who took down the Lord of this realm, huh? How'd you pull that off?
We just swiped the Renan's explosives. And then we blasted them all to hell and back.
Explosives? That's a pretty bold approach. But how'd you manage to avoid hurting your own people?
I didn't, that's how. But the chance to take out a lord was worth the sacrifice.
And the Lord? What did this sacrifice earn you?
Unfortunately, we couldn't manage to finish her off. But now we've really got the girl on the run.
She ran? A lord?
Yeah, the lady was just a coward. She had a whole lot more bark than bite, that's for sure. She's probably hiding off in a hole somewhere. But not for long. We'll find her and drag her right back into town. Then she'll get what's coming to her.
I wouldn't be so sure. She may run, but she'll never go quiet.
Shut up, Bright Eyes! I would have run you through already if you weren't with the blazing sword here.
The whole reason you're fighting is to free the Danans in this realm, is it not? If so,
Shut your
then—
mouth, witch! That's enough! If you're really fighting for us Danans, why keep these bastards around? Why haven't you killed them already?
I'm not going to kill these bastards.
Oh. Is that the case, huh? Then tell me the point of this show.
They're my friends.
Friends? Renans are Renans. The scum-sucking bastards who've been draining our souls for 300 years now! But you know that. Maybe it's 'cause you and that little lady are friends and more.
Son of a— You'll pay for that!
That's enough! Deadeye, you know that was completely uncalled for.
All of you, get the hell out of my realm! And don't ever come back! This is Danan's realm and it's ours, understand? I call the shots here. And I make the rules. I do, Deadeye, leader of the Dark Wings!
Yeah! Deadeye! Liberator Deadeye! You are the true leader of this realm! We're not afraid of any Bright Eyes!
It's only a matter of time before I throw every last Bright Eye out of this realm!
The Dark Wings! The Dark Wings rule!
Hey, wait up! Told you so, didn't I? You should have left your Renan pals outside.
You don't agree with him, do you? I could tell by the look on your face in there.
That's how things are with him. He loses his temper, then I step in and calm things down.
Better you than me.
If that's all, I think it's past time we were going.
Look, I just wanted to apologize for what Deadeye said in there.
At least somebody's got some manners around here.
He didn't used to be like that. But, well, that's what losing most of your loved ones will do to a man. He may never forgive the Renans.
It's a little ironic how indistinguishable his manner is to that of a lord.
Hey, Bayfon? Deadeye mentioned the Lord is still on the run. Any ideas where she might be?
We looked all over, but found no traces of her. We heard some rumblings about activity in Estaluva Forest, but that's it.
Estaluva, huh?
Wait, you're not going after her, are you? Certainly won't win you any favors with Deadeye.
This isn't Deadeye's war, and we're certainly not fighting it for him. Besides, it's like Shion said, her type isn't going to go quietly.
Hey, it's your funeral. Don't say I didn't warn you.
We'll be sure to keep you out of it. Before we set out, though, is there anywhere around here we can rest?
Sure. Building at the end of the road, opposite side. It's all yours. We use it as temporary lodging, to house people who don't have a new place to live quite yet.
We're not going to run into any trouble there, are we?
Rumors of a certain fiery sword have spread fast. I doubt anyone will be eager to give you guys problems. And here's where I say my farewell. You're on your own, but good hunting.
Before you go, how come you don't hate the Renans as well?
Oh, believe me, I've got my bone to pick with the Renans. Just not with two of them I've never so much as laid eyes on before.
Let's head on over to that lodge. We'll figure out what our next move is there.
I get the feeling Deadeye signed up to be a rebel so he could have a roost to rule. Heck, he's no better than a lord. In some ways, he's even worse.
I know. How could he use explosives on his own people?
And yet, despite the toll of his actions, none of the Danans we've seen seem to question his assumed authority in the least. If anything, they may well consider him a hero, which would say a great deal toward how deeply they resented the Renans here.
Still, I don't think this is as simple as saying the good guys won out over the bad ones.
Yeah, I don't either. Deadeye might have managed to drive the Renans out of Niez, but that doesn't make the way he did it okay. No matter which way you look at it.
A victory that's earned by throwing away the lives of his own people? No, that isn't a victory at all. I can understand that the Danans here are standing up against their oppression, but that doesn't mean they have to humiliate all Renans just to settle the score.
I'm perfectly able to stand up for myself, Alphen. Besides, I'm used to it by...
But you shouldn't have to be, Shion. It's just... What I mean to say is, when you've been a slave for so long, it's easy to accept that's how it should be because it's all you've ever known. Constantly being belittled is no different. I don't think that's fair. For me or for you.
I just don't know, man.
Don't know what?
Deadeye managed to drive out a real live Renan Lord. That's incredible. And he seems to have a lot of supporters surrounding him too. But he's got an attitude worse than any angry Zoogle. Plus, Niez is in utter ruins. I don't have a clue what his game is.
The Renans are powerful. And because of that, it takes a strong leader to have any hope of toppling them. However, when you take down one dictator only to replace them with another, ultimately it's just business as usual.
If it'd been Zephyr instead of Deadeye, I don't think things would have turned out like this.
Rinwell.
Yeah, I think so too. Zephyr did things differently top to bottom. He's not the kind of person who would have forced his own views or decisions on other people. When you do that, you're ruling over others, not leading them.
To be honest, I don't know what I would have wanted my dad to do if he was in that position.
Law.
The whole thing feels weird in a way. It's a weird kind of feeling, but at the same time, part of me also feels happy. Deadeye and my dad are two very different men. For now, I'm content knowing that.
The city is liberated, and yet the air still hums with fear and anxiety. It reminds me all too well of how Vicente once was.
Hums? You mean like music?
Yeah, none of this sounds like music to my ears. In fact, I've never seen any Danans with musical instruments in my life.
You don't need instruments to play music. It can emerge naturally from the sounds of people going about their day and the hustle and bustle of life.
You seem to care a lot about music, Dohalim. I didn't know that about you.
Have I not mentioned it? Before I was a candidate for the lordship, I had my heart set on the life of a musician.
You? A musician?
Indeed, music enriches the world around us. I trained day and night to hone my art. Words could not describe my bliss, as my notes carried with them the sights and sounds of nature, the ebb and flow of time, and the thoughts of people on the wind.
Dohalim.
Forgive me. My loquaciousness can get the best of me at times.
Don't apologize. It's interesting hearing what Renan culture is like.
Even though the Renans destroyed all of our arts and culture.
Personally, I was interested in the music of Dana as well. The fact that generations of lords deemed music to be of no use to their slaves and outright forbade the ownership of instruments is lamentable. Not that my words can undo the damage already done.
I think there's someone in trouble here.
Well, let's see what they have to say. What's wrong? All right.
What the?
Hey,
Yeah!
good.
All right!
Hey, if we find anyone who needs help here,
I know. We'll make sure to ask what's wrong. Oh yeah? How's this? Great!
Yes. Hey. Ah?
Good.
Really? What? Yes!
All right. Right.
Really?
What?
Huh?
All right.
Yes!
Over there.
Huh? Yes!
All right.
Yes! All right.
By the by, Shion, if you don't mind my asking, would you be willing to share what sort of clothes are currently in fashion on Rena sometime?
Sure, as long as you call me Captain.
Sir, yes sir, Captain Shion.
I was just joking. Kinda has a nice ring to it, though.
You see anybody around here who could use our help?
We can't chase after every little thing.
Mm-hmm. Well...
I see. Oh.
Just great.
Excuse me!
Good.
That's some cryptic text, all right.
It could mean anything. Can't we just look around the area for clues or something?
Hey, maybe these are supposed to be different locations?
Oh, now you're into this too, huh?